Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes. Ruto and his Kenya Kwanza Brigade attended a church function today in Nakuru, where Ruto made some remarks that are going to inform the basis of our analysis. But before we listen to Ruto, let me say this. A few months back, Ruto also made some remarks in Nakuru, remarks that put a stop to the young tax campaigns, the Ndindinyoros. Before Ruto made those remarks, there was a vicious fight between Rigathi and Ndindinyoro for the control of the mountain votes. And at that time, Ndindinyoro's political star was seriously rising on the mountain, and some Kenya Kwanza MPs from the mountain had started endorsing Ndindinyoro as their next political kingpin. As that was happening, Ruto in Nakuru put a break to Ndindinyoro's political rise. Listen to this before we continue. That was William Ruto putting a stop to Ndindinyoro's political rise. And I strongly believe that was very deliberate, and Ruto wanted to achieve a political objective, which I'm going to explain as we continue. So today, the Kenya Kwanza Brigade, including Rigathi, Ruto, and that team, they were again in Nakuru today, where Ruto made these remarks. Let's put all that into perspective. Ruto speaking today in Nakuru has just reminded Kenyans that he single-handedly chose Rigathi against the wishes of Kenya Kwanza leaders and most of the leaders from the mountain. We all know that at that time, many members of parliament and other elected leaders in Kenya Kwanza were fronting Kithure Kindiki to be Ruto's running mate. But from nowhere, Ruto picked Rigathi Gachagua. And is trying to bring that kind of a discussion to tell Rigathi that he made him who he is today. He single-handedly picked him. That's the message Ruto is trying to pass across. But now if you listen to Ruto speaking months back, the message is still clear, but there is an objective Ruto is trying to achieve, which is clearly backfiring against him. What's the objective? If you study William Ruto's politics very well, he wants status quo on the mountain to remain as it is. He wants to be the political kingpin of the mountain. So if he sees Rigathi Gachagua trying to rise politically, he unleashes the young thugs, the Ndindinyoros, on him. And that's meant to slow Rigathi Gachagua. And at first, that strategy was working, in that upon Ruto unleashing the likes of Ndindinyoro against Rigathi, Ndindinyoro had started picking pace as a possible mountain's political kingpin. Ruto saw that Ndindinyoro was coming up, so he had to stop him. And that's why he called him to order months back in Nakuru. So it's coming out very clearly to me that Ruto does not want any leader from the mountain to emerge as the political kingpin of the region. If Ndindinyoro tries emerging up, he slows him down. If Rigathi tries emerging, he's also being slowed down. So Ruto wants the status quo to remain, where he's the political kingpin of the mountain. That's what is happening here, ladies and gentlemen. So it's pure selfishness and greed on the part of Ruto. And that's something that is not working. Our politics revolves around ethnic leaders coming from the regions you want to get support from. That's the truth of our politics. And that's why even Raila Odinga, if he goes to the coast, he identifies a leader from the coast who now he puts as his spokesperson at the coast. If he goes to Western, he identifies a leader. If he goes to Kisii, Maasai's. That's how our politics is wired. But Ruto, on his part, he wants to control both the Kalenjin nation and the mountain without identifying somebody from the mountain to bargain on his behalf. We know that in 2022, Ruto had a goodwill on the mountain, and by identifying Rigathi Gachagua in 2022 as his running mate, he had identified Rigathi as a leader who was to bargain on his behalf on the mountain. So the mountain could see Ruto through Rigathi Gachagua. And that's why now as Rigathi rebels, he's getting some sympathy from the mountain. I purely blame Ruto for that because it's the person who actually built Rigathi Gachagua. And Ruto should know that politics is dynamic. We know that in 2022, Rigathi was a nobody on the mountain. He was not very strong, but not now. Right now, Rigathi has proved that he can at least direct a section of the mountain, even though not a majority, in my honest opinion. So William Ruto should decide. If he does not want Rigathi Gachagua, let him identify a leader from the mountain and let him give that leader his full blessings. He cannot try stopping Rigathi, and at the same time, he does not want a leader to emerge on the mountain. And when I talk on the mountain, I'm talking about Kenya Kwanza supporters, because we know there is that division, Uhuru's wing and the Kenya Kwanza's wing. So for Ruto to succeed in this war, let him identify a leader from the mountain. If he does not want Rigathi, so be it. Let him identify a leader. If he can't do that, then Rigathi will soon snatch away the Kenya Kwanza supporters from him. So, in summary, Ruto is coming out to me as confused, a selfish leader, a leader who is very envious of a leader from the mountain emerging, and that's working against him. I don't know what you think, ladies and gentlemen, but let me stop it there. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you.